Hey there, Upper East Siders! We're here to recommend some new content. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 shows to watch if you like Gossip Girl.
Hey. Oh, Marley, how was the dance?
It was fine. I mean, it's not the Met Ball or anything.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at other TV offerings that share similar characteristics with this very popular show.
So you're saying Gossip Girl's a senior like us?
Well, if she's a senior, then that mean she's in the room right now?
Number 10, Privileged.
If it's really upsetting to you, then
Then you'll leave us alone? Okay, we're really upset. Bye.
A year after the CW released Gossip Girl, they decided to offer up some more programming with a similar vibe, including this charming show, which sadly only lasted for a single season.
A little something from Paris, girls.
Love it.
so cute.
Like Gossip Girl, Privileged is based on a book produced by Warner Brothers Alloy Entertainment, and features an outsider entering into the world of the wealthy elite. In Privileged, we follow an Ivy League-educated journalist, Megan, who finds herself working as a tutor for a pair of rich twins in Palm Beach, Florida.
Wow, you girls look great. A lot of outfits you're trying on.
4 weeks worth. I don't think I have enough suitcases.
The tone of this show is definitely more fun-filled and lighthearted, but like Gossip Girl, it gives us a glimpse into the upper echelons of society.
Do not screw this up.
Number 9, The Carrie Diaries.
Before there was sex, before there was the city, there was just me, Carrie Bradshaw.
If you want a look into the life of New York City, you could of course binge your way through HBO's classic dramedy Sex and the City.
Don't laugh at me, but maybe we could be each other's soulmates.
But if you're specifically looking for a show with a teenage cast of characters like Gossip Girl, you might want to skip right to The Carrie Diaries.
You're not gonna beat me.
Similarly set in the Big Apple, the show introduces us to the famed Carrie Bradshaw, back when she was just a high school junior trying to figure it all out. Sadly, this show only lasted for 2 seasons, but they were both a lot of fun.
I'm sorry. I can't go with you. I'm still in love with Sebastian, and being with someone else isn't gonna change that.
Number 8, Riverdale.
He was looking for the girl next door. Instead, he found me.
If you're looking for the modern version of Gossip Girl that the teens are watching in 2019, then look no further than the CW's Riverdale.
But the world around us had changed. Maybe forever.
Would be surprised if you didn't already know the premise of this one. It basically takes the characters from the Archie comics and places them in a dark and twisty universe that is unlike anything you could have expected.
That is why I love you, Betty. I love you. Betty Cooper.
The show has a moody aesthetic and a more modern message that makes it different from anything else on TV, but you'll also be sure to find all the juicy drama you could want.
You're sensational.
Number 7, Skins.
You wanna do it now?
Huh?
I won't mind.
If you like watching shows about teens behaving badly, then you might want to consider British gem Skins. Though the tone of the show is much grittier than the glitz and glamour that we're used to seeing on Gossip Girl's Upper East Side, the two programs do share some notable similarities.
Aren't you supposed to be the loony bin?
I did my time. You should have done yours.
Namely, Skins doesn't hide the fact that teenagers are prone to experimenting with sex, drugs, and alcohol. But rather than glossing over these things, it takes a deep dive into the consequences. Skins is more firmly set in reality than Gossip Girl, but it still features lots of juicy and complicated relationships, as well as intergenerational conflict.
Come on!
Number 6, Pretty Little Liars.
I'm listening.
Just like Gossip Girl, the world of Pretty Little Liars is populated by good-looking and well-dressed teens who weather more than their fair share of drama.
I remembered something about that night.
We can assume that PLL, which arrived on our screens a couple of years after Gossip Girl, took plenty of inspiration from the earlier teen drama, especially in the way that the characters interact with technology.
You have to be wrong.
We didn't make a mistake. They're not a match. I'm sorry.
While the Upper East Side has the mysterious figure of Gossip Girl watching their every move, the small town of Rosewood has the mysterious A constantly sending cryptic messages.
I'm still here, bitches. And I know everything. A.
Number 5. 90210.
Okay, fine. Naomi doesn't have to know.
No lying, no hiding. Remember?
If you're seeking to find the show that is the closest relative to Gossip Girl, many would point to 90210 as required viewing.
But what if I don't want to be friends? Then what?
This entry in the Beverly Hills 90210 franchise debuted 1 year after Gossip Girl on the CW, and also focused on wealthy teens living in an expensive area code. This time, though, the action was set in Cali rather than New York.
Moving on.
Moving on sounds good to me.
The two shows share a common structure, as well as some similar character archetypes. While the West Coast setting of 90210 transports you to somewhere warmer, don't worry, it's just as deliciously drama-ridden.
Hey, if there's one thing I've learned, it's that it's never over. It's only just beginning.
Number 4. One Tree Hill.
What have everything with you? Want it all.
Anyone who grew up in the early aughts will remember that before there was the CW, there was the WB, and before there was Gossip Girl, there was One Tree Hill. The setting of the two shows couldn't be more different, with the latter taking place in a small fictional town in North Carolina.
Thank you. Thank you for believing in me, Haley.
Thank you for being worth it.
OTH also places more of a focus on sports, with a lot of the action centering around basketball. But don't worry, even the most unathletic of viewers can enjoy this show, because at its core, it's about the relationships between high school students, just like Gossip Girl is.
You're my best friend, and I would never cut you out for a guy. Okay? No matter who he is, or how happy he makes me.
Number 3. Elite.
Joder, nos miran como marcianos.
Te acabas acostumbrando.
Many of our suggestions today have been shows that will take you back to the early and mid-2000s, but we've also got some newer content to recommend.
Yo de ti mandaría con ojo con las chicas de por aquí. Sí, el ojo le voy a echar a esa.
This show was created as a Spanish web series, and as of the fall of 2018, has been available on Netflix in many countries. Yeah, watching Elite involves dealing with the English dubbing or subtitles, but trust us, it's worth it.
No sé. Danos una oportunidad. No todos somos como mi hermano.
The series follows along as 3 teens from lower-income families are given spots at an elite private school. Of course, their transitions into this new world don't exactly go seamlessly, and plenty of drama ensues.
¿Qué pasa?
No. No sé, pensaba que eras distinto.
Number 2. The OC.
Oh, hey, cocaine. That's awesome.
The similarities, for good reason, between Gossip Girl and the OC are already well known to many. But if you haven't watched this earlier series, then you're definitely missing out.
Hey, get your hands off of her. Another word, you're out of this school. Hey, don't touch her!
Josh Schwartz developed Gossip Girl for TV, just as the OC, his earlier series, was wrapping up, and the action was moved from the West Coast to the East, from the beaches of Orange County to the streets of Manhattan.
Maybe I can't be just friends with you.
Well then, I guess maybe this is it for us.
The tone of the two shows differs slightly, but at their hearts, these two properties share so much in common. If you love one, you'll likely love the other. So if you somehow missed out on the OC, now's the time to give it a chance.
So where is Atwood anyway?
I don't know, and I don't care.
Yeah, I haven't seen him for a while.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions.
You know, the truth is, Allison, the reason I got so upset isn't because you stepped on my territory, but that for the first time I can remember, I felt really vulnerable, and I needed a friend. And it hurt to see that I didn't have one here.
Everyone is just so nice until they drive you to kill yourself. And sooner or later, the truth will come out. It's gonna come out.
What are you doing here?
Your Rabbit's a classic. But I was thinking tonight's star attraction should arrive like a star.
Hey, so what? This is goodbye? Don't look at me. If the rules were enforced, it should have been me in the top 3 and not you. And you know it.
Nice night for it.
Nice night for what, Nolan?
Celebrating.
You shouldn't be here.
That makes 2 of us.
Number 1. You.
At the end of the day, people really are disappointing, aren't they?
Sometimes they surprise you.
If one of the reasons you tuned into Gossip Girl every week was Penn Badgley, and who could blame you, then this one's for you. This Netflix thriller debuted in 2018, and stars the aforementioned Badgley as a bookstore employee who immediately falls for one of his customers, and has his utter obsession with her take over his life, going to unhinged extremes in the service of it.
What can I say? We all have baggage. But I feel like I'm dealing with it the right way. I'm not bothering you, just checking in.
This show is decidedly darker than Gossip Girl ever was, but it's similarly set in New York City, and there are some parallels between Dan Humphrey and Badgley's disturbing new character in this series, Joe Goldberg. You should definitely check it out.
Whatever you think I did, you got the wrong guy.
No. I don't.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from MsMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.